everybody, this is your full body mobility routine. In terms of equipment today, you're just gonna need 1 to 2 yoga blocks and then either a pillow or an ab mat. Besides that, you don't need anything else, and we're gonna start our full body cars routine down on the ground. So starting out our full body cars routine today, we're gonna actually start face down in a prone position. From here, I'm gonna bring my hands next to my side and I'm gonna push myself into kind of this I believe it's called a cobra position in yoga. First thing we're gonna work on is our neck. So I want you guys to watch this once and then we're gonna do it together. We're gonna do our neck car from this position, driving the chin down to the chest. We're gonna go along the collarbone, drop the ear back. We come up through extension to the side, down and back up. I want you to make sure that you're finding neutral in between each rep and not extension in between each rep, okay? So let's go through that nice and slow together. We're gonna go for 3 to the right, we'll reset, and then 3 to the left. So take a big inhale. On your exhale, drop chin down to chest. Good, we're gonna go to the right. So we draw the chin along the collarbone. We're gonna dump the right ear back over the shoulder. We start to twist up to the ceiling. Good, we're gonna dump the left ear over the shoulder, twist chin to collarbone. Draw that chin down, and we're gonna keep going to the right. We dump that ear back. We lift up through extension. Good, dump the left ear back, twist chin to collarbone. We draw it down one more time along the collarbone. Drop that ear back. We're gonna lift up. Good, left ear over the left shoulder, twist chin to collarbone, draw it down, come back up, find your neutral. If you need a breather on your back, you can always come down for a second. We're gonna go to the other way, and I want you to make sure you're making the biggest circle that you have access to, okay? So big inhale. On your exhale, we drop chin to chest. We draw the chin along the collarbone to the left. Good, left ear drops back. We cut up through extension. Right ear back, twist chin to collarbone. We draw it down. 2 more in this direction in your own time. Once you're done that last one, we're gonna sit back onto the heels, or you can sit in a crisscross position, whatever feels the best to you. We're gonna go right into our scap cars. So for here, we're gonna reach those arms out in front. Let's start by reaching the shoulders forward. So as I do that, nothing else moves. We're gonna drive shoulders up to the ears, shoulders pinch together, drop it down. 4 more here. So we reach front, up, back, and down. Elbows are staying locked out. And we're just thinking of making circles with your shoulder blades. 1 more in this direction. Good, freeze at the back. We're gonna reverse it. So we come up, forward, down, pinch together. Good, 4 more. Up, forward, down, and pinch. Last 3. Finish out your last one. Good, give it a little shake. Let's come down onto the right side. We're gonna go for some side lying shoulder cars. So in this position, I'm using my right side to prop me up. I'm gonna take my legs and then cross my top one over the front, just so I've got a nice little base of support. From here, let's start with that left arm. So we're gonna start with it out in front of us. Good, first thing we're gonna do is flip the palm to face the ceiling. Nice, we're gonna cut up across the face. We come up bicep by the ear, hold in this top position. Good, flip your palm to face the side. Then we're gonna cut back as far as we can, reaching behind you, reach, reach, reach. At the bottom, we end with the palm facing the ceiling. So I'm internally rotated. We go back the way we came, flip the palm when you need to, cut that circle around, bicep by the ear, and we come down in front. We're gonna take 2 more like that. So we come across, bicep by the ear, you flip the palm at the top, reach back behind you. Good, nothing else moves. We're internally rotated at the bottom, palm to the ceiling. We go back the way we came, flip when you need to, cut that circle up, all the way across. Good, you got 1 more here. I want you to make sure you're getting really specific, not only with where your shoulder is in space, but also making sure you've got tension through that arm the entire time. So this isn't just flying through, okay? Let's go back the way we came. Flip the palm when you need to. We're gonna come all the way up. Good, across the body, palm flips to the ceiling and down. Woo, let's go to the other side. So give yourself a little scoot around. We're gonna start with that right arm propping us up. Legs are stacked and down. And by right, I mean left. Great. So we're gonna start with that fingertip out in front of us. We'll flip the palm to the ceiling. Good, reach it across the face, bicep by the ear. At the top, flip your palm to the right. We're gonna reach back as far as we can. Resist that twist. Good, we end internally rotated at the bottom. We go back the way we came. Flip when you need to. Good, cut that guy around. All the way across, palm to the ceiling. And down. 2 more in your own time.
I just loathe you lately, and I despise my jealous eyes and how hard they fell for you. Yeah, I despise my rotten mind and how much it worships you.
Once you're done that last one, we're gonna meet in a tall kneeling position. So on the knees, toes are tucked under. We're gonna go right into our elbow cars. So let's start with the palms facing us. And for this guy, I'm like, have we talked about this before? We have, but let's review. So for our elbow cars, what we're trying to make sure we do is we come through our flipping of the palms and our flexion and extension. We wanna make sure that we're not letting the shoulders get into the movements. We wanna make sure that the elbows are doing the twisting, not coming from the shoulders, okay? Kind of like if you were doing a bicep curl, you don't wanna release the elbows from the side. So let's go through it together. Palms are facing in front of us. We're gonna flip. Good, we curl all the way up nice and slow. Good, we're gonna flip away from us. Bring it down. Good, flip the palms. We curl all the way up. Squeeze those elbows into you, flip the palms. We bring it down. 1 more in this direction. We flip, curl. We flip, uncurl, hold at the bottom. We're just gonna reverse it. So we curl all the way up. Good, you flip the palms toward you, all the way out. Good, flip, curl up. Lots of tension through those arms, flip, curl down. 1 more time. We flip, curl up. Good, flip, uncurl. Very nice. We're just gonna sit back on those heels for our wrist cars. Again, if you'd rather sit on a chair or on crisscross position, that's totally fine as well. We're gonna start with the left arm. So elbow is locked into the side. We're gonna start by pulling the fingers down. We're gonna internally rotate. We come up into flexion and out. Remember with our wrist cars, we wanna imagine there's a pencil on your wrist. So if you go to internally rotate and that elbow pops out, now we're not using the wrist anymore. Your pencil would fall, right? So I don't expect to have a huge range of motion in and out here. Let's switch directions. But I expect you to take your time. And again, if you've been following along, this is our 4th week in this full body mobility where we've done our wrist cars. So I want you to really make sure you're starting to get specific with yourself. Good, once you're done there, we're gonna give it a little shake. We'll go right to the other side. So right arm, elbow tucked in, 4 fingers together, thumb open. We're gonna pull down. We come in, up, and out. 4 more in this direction. Take your time. Once you hit those last 4 in one direction, you're gonna reverse your circle. Really checking in, making sure, especially at the top, we're not curling the fingers, we're not getting that elbow involved. So it's not about making your circle as big as possible if you don't own that space, right? We wanna move through the space that we already own, no compensations. Once you're done that last one, we're gonna give those wrists a little shake. We're coming into a spinal car. So let's actually come up onto the knees. Toes are tucked, and I'm gonna bring knees wider, toes together. So this is a more challenging base. If you find this is too tough, I just want you to stand for this, okay? Push the hips forward. We're gonna bring one arm on top of the other. Watch this once, then we'll do it together. I'm gonna go a little faster. We're gonna roll down one vertebrae at a time until you would have to get your hips involved, okay? So you're not gonna have a ton of spinal flexion here. We're gonna go to the right first. So we cut over that knee, we cut up, we're gonna go over to the left and down. So very similar to our neck cars, but now we're using the whole torso, okay? Let's go for it together. So knees are wide, toes together and tucked. Push those hips forward, arms are crossed over the chest. Big inhale. On your exhale, we slowly dive it down until you have to get those hips back. Good, we're gonna go to the right first. So we bring chest over that right knee. We're gonna cut up to the ceiling, thinking of lifting your chest up. Good, we're gonna go over to the left side. We go back through the center, 2 more here. So chest over that knee. We cut up. Good, chest over that left knee. And down, 1 more time in this direction. Once you're done there, we're gonna stack the spine. And you can take a breather. So we're gonna do that to the other side. You probably noticed how hard you need to squeeze everything. So what we're really doing here is challenging ourselves in our base by really needing to use our core, our glutes, our thighs, our feet to help us only move the spine, okay? So the big thing I want you to think about is using the range of motion you can control in this specific base. So you really gotta squeeze your butt, okay? Let's do the other side. So knees wide, toes together. Let's do opposite arm on top. Just for good measure, take a big inhale. Exhale, we're gonna dive it down. Good, going to the left. We're gonna cut over that left side. You lift up through the chest. Do your best to only move your spine. I don't expect perfection here, but I want you to get really, really specific. 2 more. Once you're done that last one, restack the spine and breathe. All right, we're gonna come into our cat-cow. So on the hands, on the knees, toes are tucked. We're gonna start this guy at the base of the spine. So let's come into extension first. We're gonna drop down 1 vertebrae at a time, starting at your tailbone, and you're working your way all the way up to the head. So the head should be the very last thing to move. From here, we're gonna tuck the tailbone under, pulling up 1 vertebrae at a time. And again, your head is the last thing to move. Let's just do 2 more like that.
But oh, you always had money to smoke though. Now my tummy hurts, he's in love with her. But for what it's worth, they'd make beautiful babies and raise them up to be a couple of monsters like their mother and the father. Eventually, 2043.
Once you're done that last one, we're gonna move right into a T-spine focused cat-cow. So untuck your toes, bring them together, open your knees wide, and you're gonna sit all the way back on your heels. I want you to make sure you can get your butt back as far as possible while using your hands to support you. So we don't wanna be here, okay? So chest is nice and open. We're gonna do the exact same thing, but now it's gonna be a little more focused on your mid-back, so we're not gonna have nearly as much range of motion, okay? So let's start by coming into flexion this time. So we're gonna start to tuck the tailbone, moving up into that rounded position, 1 vertebrae at a time. Good, once you reach your end range, we're gonna flick the tailbone to the wall behind us, starting to crawl up the spine. Again, keep your booty on your heels. Good, we got 2 more here. Once you're done that last one, We're gonna come into some lumbar focused or low back focused cat-cows. So let's bring our arms, forearms, down on the ground. Make sure your legs are parallel again. We're gonna tuck those toes under. From here, we're gonna do the same thing. So starting at the tailbone, tucking and untucking, and it's really just gonna focus more on the low back since we're in kind of this quadrupled position, okay? So let's start by tucking and coming into flexion. So we're gonna tuck the tailbone under, make our way into that lumbar flexion, good, and then we're gonna do the same thing, starting at the tailbone, coming into that little arch. So you're not gonna have a ton of range of motion here. The low back doesn't move too much, but we do wanna make sure that we have some mobility. This is a small range of motion, so let's go for 3 more.
Like a stranger with an open heart, open container. I've got a stack of mail and a tall can. It's a shower beer.
Once you're done that last one, we're gonna shake it out and let's grab either a pillow or a yoga block and we're gonna come into the hips. So laying down on the right side, we're gonna come into our hip cars. Legs are starting stacked, arms are gonna be clasped out in front of you. From here, top leg is gonna work first. So we're gonna get this guy going all together. Let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, we pull that knee up into the chest. Good, hold here. We're gonna start to open out into external rotation. Once you can't go any farther without rolling onto your back, we're gonna start to turn the knee down, cut your circle back behind you, and then connect your knees at the back. Good, we go back the way we came. We push back, start to open up, pull that knee into the chest, and then we've got that full extension down. 2 more here. We pull in, we open, turn that knee down, cut behind us, pull together. Good, we go back the way we came. Open, pull that knee into the chest, working through as much flexion as you can, extend that leg out. You got 1 more here. Imagine you have like a marker on your knee and you're trying to draw a circle. That's what always helps with me, kind of remembering where I'm going. Good, we go back the way we came. Nothing else moves. Good, once you're done there, we extend that leg and we're gonna go right to the other side. So give her a little flip. Bring your pillow or your block with you, and we'll lay down on that left side. So, legs are stacked, arms are stacked and clasped. Let's go for it. Take your inhale. Exhale, pull that top knee into the chest. Good, we're gonna open up, flip the knee down. We cut behind us, knees connect at the back. We go back the way we came. Come up, pull it into the chest, and extend. 2 more here in your own time. Once you're done there, we're gonna come up into a seated position. You can either sit on the floor or I have a block here, so I'm gonna sit on it. And we're gonna work right into our ankles. So we're gonna take 1 leg out in front, other leg is gonna hook into our body. So you can either straighten this leg, bend it, whatever feels the most supported. From here, so let's say we got our right leg working first, right arm hooks under that thigh, left arm is gonna reach to the outside of the knee. So I've gonna cut my leg in a chokehold, so I'm not letting my tibia or my lower leg get involved with my ankle. So I'm gonna pull the toes up. Good, we're gonna go in, we cut down and open. 2 more in this direction. Again, really working from the ankle, making sure that knee doesn't get involved. After that last one, we're just gonna go the opposite direction. Out, down, in, and up. And with that left hand on the knee, you'll actually be able to feel when your knee wants to like compensate and kind of help out. You'll feel that bone starting to move. So that's just some good like external cueing right there. Good, let's go to the other side. So left arm under that left thigh, right arm hooks on top. Let's pull the toes up. We're gonna cut in, we go down and out. 2 more. Good, and we'll reverse it. Once you're done that last one, give it a little shake, and we're gonna move into our next big chunk. So that was your CARs, or your controlled articular rotations. Now starting this week, we're gonna leave away our PALS rails work that we've been doing. Now we're gonna start to work on some passive range holds. So essentially what we're gonna do is get into our max range of motion at a joint, and then we're gonna hover out of it and hold for a certain amount of time. You can think of these kind of like if you get into a plank or if you get into a bridge and you hold it, we're trying to strengthen that position, all right? So that's the simplest way to think about it. You're gonna need 1 to 2 blocks. If you do not have anything like a block, don't stress about it. You can also do this without. So we're gonna start with some shoulder flexion. This is gonna be our overhead range of motion. So I want you guys to watch this once and then we'll get it set up together. I'm gonna come down into a prone position. My left arm is supporting my forehead. Right arm is gonna come up on top of my blocks. I've got knuckles to the ceiling. I'm making a fist here. I have a good chunk of overhead mobility. This might not be your position. You might need something lower, okay? And again, if you don't have anything, you can do this right on the floor. So what we're gonna do is hold this position. We're gonna brace everything. On your exhale, we're gonna lift off and hold or hover. In this position, we wanna make sure that we're not starting to open from the chest. So we're just using those shoulder muscles to lift off and hover. So let's make our way down. We're gonna do this guy together. We've got 3 rounds of this. So we're gonna do 3 exercises 3 times through. So this is just round 1 to play with it. This is gonna be a 15-second hold. So face should be down. I'm not gonna look down just so I can see the timer and I don't muffle my mic, all right? But otherwise your forehead is down on your forearm. So knuckles to the ceiling. We got that arm up overhead. Let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna lift and hold. Good, it's a 15-second hold here. So you can always go a little bit more moderate. In this first round, a little bit lower. Good, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly parachute it down. We're just gonna move those blocks to the other side. Same thing on the left. So your forehead is resting down on your arm. We got knuckles on that block. Here we go, take a big inhale. On your exhale, we lift straight up and pull. Good, pull. So this is not just about lifting and holding. It's about making this super active. You're trying to lift up the entire time, getting that arm a little higher. It's 3, 2, 1. Parachute it down. Very nice. All right, let's come on up. Actually, nope, we're down. We're up and we're down. All right, so we're gonna come into some cervical flexion. How we're gonna do this guy, your bottom arm is gonna be straight out in front. Legs are stacked and then you can bring them into the chest a little bit if you need more support. I'm gonna take my hand, pull my head up into this max side bend position or lateral flexion, all right? So I'm gonna pull my head up. We start to brace everything. On your exhale, you're gonna let go of the hand and you're trying not to let your head move. And again, this isn't just about holding it there. It's about trying to pull it into more and more flexion, okay? So we're gonna take a 15-second hold here. So let's get ourselves in this position. I'm gonna pull my head into the max amount of side bend that I can get. Squeeze everything, big inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna let go and hold. Good. So we're actively pulling up, up. If you start to feel cramping, that's totally normal. You can shake it out and then get back into it. We're out of this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good work. Let's flip it around. So what we're trying to do here is just make sure that we've got some nice strength in our end ranges and we can hold it. So bottom arm is out long. Again, you're gonna take your hand, pull yourself into that lateral flexion and hold. Here we go, start to brace everything. Big inhale. On your exhale, you let go and pull. Good, pull. Pull, you're trying to get your ear closer to your shoulder, so make sure your shoulder doesn't compensate. Pull. Nice, almost there. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax out of it. Good work. Final exercise before we go back and do that all 2 more times. We're gonna come into a spinal extension hold. So for this guy, we're gonna do it from our cat-cow position or our quadrupled position. And we're just gonna crawl our way down the spine into our max extension. And you're just gonna hold that for 30 seconds, okay? So every exhale, I want you to think like you're pinching your shoulder blades together more, and more. So we're really just trying to get that chest as far open as possible, okay? Let's go for it. So we take a big inhale. On your exhale, start to crawl the spine into extension, and we hold. Good. So we take an inhale. On your exhale, try and sink down a little bit lower. Good. You're already over halfway through. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, start to pull yourself out of that position. Woo! All right. So that's your first block. We're gonna do all of this again. So let's make our way down. Find your blocks if you're using them. We're gonna do that shoulder flexion, lift off, or hold. So let's do the right arm first. We're down. Palm is down on the block. We got our forehead down on that left arm. Give everyone a second to get on into it. The only other thing, make sure with your blocks or wherever your prop is that your arm doesn't start to come out to the side. So we want it like bicep by the ear. This is supposed to strengthen things like overhead presses, if you ever do lat pull downs, just anything in that vertical kind of plane, okay? So let's keep it super vertical. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, we lift and hold. Good, pull, 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 bicep by the ear. Don't let yourself rotate. Less than 10, keep going. 2, 1, parachute it down. Good work. Flip those blocks to the other side. Get yourself set up. So again, making sure that we're not coming more out to the side. We want to keep it nice and vertical, close to us. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, lift and hold. Good. We got 3, 2, 1, parachute it down. Very nice. We're going to flip right onto that right side. Good. Let's pull the knees up. Bottom arm is out. We're going to take that top arm, pull your neck into that cervical flexion, okay? Let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, you release and keep pulling. Good. Pull. Pull. Ear to your shoulder, 10 seconds. 1, relax on out of it. Good work. Let's flip to the other side. So we're down on the left. Sound effects, great. All right, so knees are in. You're gonna start by pulling that head, ear up to the shoulder. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, you release and pull. Good. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Woo, good work. All right. Cat cow again, or the cow part of it, I guess, right? Yeah. Spinal extension. Here we go. So on your inhale, we're going to fill the lungs. On your exhale, start to peel it down into that spinal extension, and we hold 30 seconds here. Seconds. On your next exhale, start to peel yourself out of that. Ooh, all right. We got one more round of all that, okay? So on this last round, I want you to get really specific with what's working. Start to really connect, like mind muscle wise. What are you feeling during each exercise, okay? We can talk about that a little bit more too. But the other thing I want you to think about is trying to milk a little more range of motion, okay? So if your shoulder flexion is getting here every time, let's see if we can get even more intensity, even farther, okay? Within our range of motion. So let's go for it. Right arm first. We're gonna start with that forehead down. Find your block placement. Here we go. Let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, we lift and pull. So I'm feeling all of these muscles under my shoulder. Good, that's your lat lifting you up. Good, pull. Pull, 5 seconds. 2, 1, relax it down, and we'll switch right to the other side. Good, get that arm on top. Here we go, take a big inhale. On your exhale, you lift and pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Parachute it down. Good work. All right, let's flip onto that right side. Last cervical extension here. So bottom arm out, legs are stacked. Let's pull that head into our flexion. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, let go and keep on pulling. Don't let it move. Good, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Good work. Flip it around to the other side. So you can see I actually started bringing my other arm down because I realized that I was kind of like hiking my shoulder to get closer to my ear. Make sure you're not cheating, okay? So for this guy, you're gonna feel all these muscles on the side of your neck. Here we go. Pull yourself into that range of motion. Big inhale. On your exhale, you let go and pull. Pull, good. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully let it go. Good work. All right, find your tabletop. One more spinal extension. So let's peel our way down into that extension and hold. At the bottom of your next exhale, let's start to peel through that spine all the way back up. Good work, everybody. Okay, here's what we got left. We got a little hip, we got a little ankle. So option here to sit on top of your block. You also don't have to. So we're gonna start with a figure 4 stretch, which is going to work our hip flexion as well as our external rotation. So what we're gonna do here, again, either sitting on a block or sitting on the floor. We're gonna start with the right leg. You're gonna cross it. I don't wanna sit on the block. Right when I'm up there, I'm like, I feel unsteady. Okay, so right ankle crosses over the left thigh. You're gonna pull yourself into as much of this figure 4 position as you can control. Hands are behind you, and that's gonna help keep your chest open. What we're gonna do, you can watch this once, take a big inhale, activate that glute. On your exhale, you're gonna slide that leg out, and we're gonna try and maintain this figure 4. So 2 things I'm looking for here. You wanna resist letting that foot open up. That would be getting out of external rotation. You also wanna resist letting the whole leg come out. Obviously, that's easier said than done. Do your best. This is the first time we've done this variation in our full body series. And we're gonna do this 1 time on each side. It's just gonna be a 15-second hold, okay? We are doing this 3 rounds though, so you'll get 3 chances. So bring that right ankle over the thigh. You're gonna pull it up. Use the hands to open that chest. So you can lean back a little bit if you need to. That's fine that opens that angle a little bit. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, brace everything. Don't let your right leg move as you slide that left leg out. Pull, pull, good. You're gonna feel your hip here. Maybe some glute, maybe some inner thigh. Good, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully let it go. Very nice. All right, let's switch sides. So left ankle on top. We're gonna pull ourselves up. Find that max figure 4 stretch. Big inhale. On your exhale, brace everything. Slide that right leg out. Oh God. Don't let this leg lose that position. Do the best you can. Keep actively pulling. Good. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. slowly bring it down. Very nice. All right, option to use either a block, a pillow. I've got an ab mat here, so I'm going to show you a few different options. We're going to be working on ankle plantar flexion or our pointed position. So I would say definitely bare minimum you want a pillow because we're going to be sitting back like this. So this is basically acting as a pillow. You can also, if you want a little more challenge, use one of your yoga blocks. It's definitely gonna get you into a lot more plantar flexion. That just might be a little too intense, okay? So play around again. We got 3 rounds, so you can always make your way up the options. Watch me once, then we're gonna do this guy together. So we're gonna get basically into this forced passive plantar flexion. I want you on your exhale to start to curl your toes up toward your booty like you're in a pointed position, and then you're gonna keep that position as we pull ourselves forward. So it's not so much about how far up your knees get to your butt, it's more about the ankle. So we're trying to pull the toes towards the butt. So I don't care about the knee angle, this one, I care about this angle, okay? So we're gonna do that one time, it's gonna be a 15-second hold. So let's make our way into that position. We're seated. Ooh, those ankles are already feeling it. All right, so let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, start to actively pull your toes up toward your butt, and then we're gonna shoot ourselves forward. Don't lose your pointed position of your feet. Go. 15 seconds here. Good, keep holding, keep holding. And you're actively pulling. You might feel cramping underneath the arch of your foot. That's totally normal. You can always shake it out, and come back in. It's 3, 2, 1. Carefully let it go. Ooh, good work. So guys, we've talked about it before. We're gonna go back to the figure 4 work. We've talked about it before, but cramping is just a range of motion you're not super strong in, okay? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that every range of motion that we have access to, even in a passive position, is strong. We can be super flexible, but if we don't have any strength behind it, that's where injury happens, okay? Let's bring that right ankle over the thigh. We're gonna go back to figure 4. So we got 2 more rounds here. Let's bring ourselves back. Pull into that max hip flexion. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, brace everything. We slide that left leg out. Try not to let the right leg move. Pull, pull, flex the foot. Make every joint active here. Pull. Good. 5 seconds. And parachute it down. Very nice. Let's switch sides. So left leg on top, we pull it in as far as we can, start to brace, puff open that chest, big inhale. On your exhale, you pull it in and extend. This side is definitely weaker for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, parachute it down. Woo, okay. Give it a little shake, grab your pillow, ab mat, yoga block, whatever you want to use here. You also technically don't need anything, but I don't know. I get kind of a baby sometimes and I'm like, I need cushion. I guess that's what happens when you're 35 and older. All right, so sit back on that heel. Here we go. On your exhale, start to curl the toes up to your butt, nice active ankle. And we shift it forward, pull, pull. Again, this is about the pointed position of the foot, not the knee flexion. I don't care where your knees are. Good, less than 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly let it go. Woo! We got 1 more round. So flip onto that booty, ditch your ab mat. Here we go, final figure 4. Right on into it, right ankle over that left thigh. Find your max hip flexion. Here we go, big inhale. On your exhale, lengthen out that left leg, hold, pull, pull, nothing else moves. So I don't want you to lean back more. Keep the same angle of that hip as much as you can. That's the goal, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax it down. So there's a big difference. Let me show you guys really quickly. Would have been good to do on the first round, but here we are. So when we let that leg go, I'm fine with this happening, right? You saw my leg fall a little bit. That means that we're just not strong enough in that end range yet to hold that full positioning. But what I don't want is cheating. So it looks like you're holding the leg in the same position, but you're actually just rounding back, okay? So I'd rather you lose range of motion this way than cheat and create more range of motion that way. Cool? Let's implement that for our final rep. Here we go. So find that max hip flexion, big inhale, exhale, let it go, pull, 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 good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Parachute it down. Great job. All right. Final piece of work before we just work on our foot drills to finish it out today. Ankle plantar flexion. I'm actually very surprised how weak I am in this. My feet keep cramping, so it's not just you if it's happening to you. Here we go. We find that max position, big inhale. Exhale, start to curl the toes up to the butt. We bring it forward, hold, pull, pull, pull. Good, and you only need to work in the intensity that you feel comfortable in. So maybe it's a 10% pull, 50% pull. You don't need to work to 100 today, but we got 3, 2, 1. Slowly let it go. Whew. All right, y'all, let's stand on up. If you're not already barefoot, now is the time to do so. Clear my space a little bit. We're just gonna finish out with those foot drills that we also did last week because we got 5 minutes, so let's make the most of our time. So we're gonna start in a standing position. And we're just trying to work on the mobility of our feet. We briefly discussed this last week, but our feet hold us up, so we wanna make sure that all of those intrinsic foot muscles are super strong. So hands on the hips. I always find it's helpful to look down, just so you know what's going on. First thing we're gonna do is spread those toes apart, all 5, all 10, and relax. Good, 2 more. We spread apart, and relax. Last one, spread apart, and relax. Good, next drill, we're gonna pull all 10 toes up, and down. As we do that, we want to make sure that we're not rocking back, okay? So it's just the toes lifting and down. Good. Let's do 3 more. Lift and down. 2 and down. Last one. Perfect. Now we're just going to lift the big toes. So the other 4 toes stay down. We lift and lower. As you do that, we want to make sure we're not rocking onto the sides of the feet. 3 more. Lift and lower. Last 2, and lower, last 1. Good, now we're just gonna do the outside 4 toes lift, so big toes stay down, we lift, and lower, 4 more. Same thing, try not to rock in on those feet. 3, and down, 2. Last 1. Good, last option here, we're gonna lift all 10 toes, outside to in, 1 at a time. Here we go. So we lift up, pinky, roll it in. Good. This is where I start to lose it. I'm getting better. It's all about practice. Do 1 more. And let's reverse it. So we go in to out. This one I suck at. Ooh, that wasn't bad. Good, give me 1 more. Woo, and give those feet a little shake. Awesome work this morning. Let's finish it out with 1 strong breath up. So we breathe those arms up. Big inhale, pull it down to heart center. Take it with you for your day. Make a little noise. Great.